This question we've had quite a bit, and we actually have Eric and Colleen asking it. So, have we had many or any people that want a kilt or accessories, but are allergic or too sensitive to wear it? It goes on to say they've supposedly heard a rare allergy. Have known a handful of people, including themselves, who cannot touch wool. They break out in a rash, and they're wondering what alternatives there might be, or how does one find out if they're allergic to wool?
How do you find out if you're allergic to wool? We had a customer, have a customer, Tony Kramer. Looks, hairstyle like Kramer from Seinfeld. Love the guy. He swore to me, he's been a long-standing customer, 15 years easy. He swore to me up and down stack of Bibles that he is allergic to wool. He cannot wear wool. He will die if he wears wool. And wore our PV kilts for years. His wife, wonderful woman, was trying to convince him that he wasn't really allergic to wool. He may be a little bit sensitive, but not allergic, like he's not going to die. And he swore that he was. So we were at Celtic Classic. We were selling off our wool kilts. We used to do kilt rental. So we were getting out of the rental business, and we were selling off all the old rental kilts. And I said, he came into the booth, and I was like, Tony, here's the deal. We got all these wool kilts. We're trying to sell them. You're not allergic to it. I'm going to let you borrow the kilt for the day because it's dry cleaned. And if you don't like it, if you're allergic, fine, give it back to me. I'll just dry clean it again and sell it off as a used kilt because it is. And he went home that night, put it on, next day, wore it all day, and came back at the end of the day and said, you know what? I don't think I'm allergic to wool. So some people believe they have a wool sensitivity or wool allergy, and there's varying degrees of sensitivity with it. In his case, he still has some. Like when he wears his wool kilts, if it's going to be hot and prickly kind of weather outside, he'll wear a pair of bike shorts underneath because he doesn't want to, be in too much contact with it, but it's in the middle of winter, he's fine. If you don't know if you have a wool allergy, I have a weird and original idea. You ready for this?
I'm buckled in.
It's borderline creepy, but it would work. Buy a wool swatch of the tartan that you think you're going to want to get. And use a safety pin. Pin it inside your underwear. And wear it for the day. If the wool swatch causes a reaction, whether you pin it in the backside, like on your bum, so that way you're sitting on it all day and you're rubbing up against it. And if at the end of the day there's a visible reaction to the wool swatch of fabric, like 4x6 or 6x8, whatever, of fabric pinned inside your underwear, nobody can see it. Don't worry, you're not going to make a fool of yourself, except your wife's going to know. If there's no reaction, then you're not really allergic to wool. If you're wearing it for a half hour, by the time you get to work, your butt is itching and you're sweating and you're breaking out in hives and you feel weird, then unpin it, take it out of the underwear, put it in the drawer. You know you're allergic to wool. It's a good minor cost test to figure out how sensitive you are to it without investing in a full kilt. That, my friend, is creativity. Pin a wool swatch inside your underwear. Never thought I would suggest that in my life, especially recorded on video. Here I am telling people to pin wool inside their underwear.
I was going to say your allergies changed throughout your life. I wasn't allergic to bananas, but apparently I am now. So it's one of those things where you may have had a sensitivity. Now you may not. So yeah, you gotta just, or like you're saying, pin it there, or take a piece and rub it on your arm. It's, I don't necessarily, you may say your arm, maybe like
I was
on your
trying
leg.
to do sensitive skin.
That's what I was just thinking, maybe like
sensitive
your thigh.
skin and have it in contact for an extended period. Not just rub it, because rubbing it, you could actually antagonize the skin.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you're wearing it against the sensitive area for, a few hours, you'll get it's a better litmus test of, am I actually allergic, or is this just psychosomatic, or is it a minor sensitivity, or is it only certain types of wool, or whatever.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is how is the wool treated? It might not be the wool that you're allergic to. It could be the process that it goes through. It could be some sort of treating chemical that is on the wool, on the material itself too.
Yeah.
So there's millions of different variables with this.
Agreed. Millions. Pin wool inside your underwear. Who the hell thought of that?